You talking to me? We're together, me and you. You're talking to me? You're talking to me? You're doubting me? After all we've been through?
It's like this Conor McGregor fight in July is going to be fucking bananas. It's going to be bananas. I mean, people are going to go crazy for the return of Conor McGregor because he's a giant personality.
But don't expect the same thing.
How could
you
it
just
be?
can't.
He hasn't fought in 5 years,
That's
right?
exactly it.
It's been 5 years.
But that's the problem.
It might be more.
Because they're going to all expect that.
I think it is a little over 5. It's almost 6, I think.
It might be 6 at the time of the fight.
It might be.
I think it was
it's
July.
5. I think it's 5 right now.
Are we expecting to see a Conor that looked like Nate this last fight? Or are we expecting to see a better Conor than someone that looked like Nate? Because Nate did not look good.
No, but Mike Perry did.
And
Mike Perry looked like a fucking murderer.
You know what I mean? Like
Mike Perry is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
And this is
such a savage.
You take a look at that, and when you're taking an older fighter, which Nate is now, and you're
21. You're 5 fucking years ago, July. So it literally will be 6 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when you're
it'll be 5 years. It'll be 5 years.
When you're taking a younger fighter and putting them against the old dog, it normally doesn't end well for the old dog.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway isn't that much younger than Conor.
He's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This is 170.
But
yeah.
Honestly, he might be better.
No weight cutting at all.
Just no weight cut, just kind of walk around.
And also, knowing this is such a high-profile fight, Max is always in insane shape. But in particularly in this fight, he's going to be in fucking insane shape.
And his last fight, he took almost no damage. He got taken down, controlled, back taken, and there was not a lot of damage.
No, just frustrated.
Conor doesn't need to fight. He has everything. I respect the fact that he's coming back to fight so much because it shows that he's a fighter in his heart. Me, I got to a certain level and I decided to walk away. Conor, he's back. It shows that he's still that fighter despite having so much success. I'm rooting for him. Proud of Conor. I'm a massive fan. I think I will be for the rest of my life. He has had a lot of struggles, ups and downs, just like I have, but he always gets back on his feet, which is a huge example to so many out there. So
I'm just starting to realize the insurmountable challenge that Conor McGregor is about to take on. Like as things get closer, hype starts to die down, reality starts to set in, and we aren't there yet. Like the hype and the fireworks are still going to be going for another week or so. But as we get closer and that starts to die down, I will tell you, I find what Conor McGregor is attempting to do to be inspirational. And there are not very many, if any, famous elitist millionaires that I could be inspired by. But this task really is remarkable. You have the worst injury that I've ever seen in our sport. Now, I've seen 3 other athletes with the same injury, but I haven't seen a worse injury. You have an athlete who is returning to a weight class outside of his prime, which historically, including boxing, does not go well. And he's going into what I believe to be the hardest proposition in sport, which is a 5-round fist fight.
The time until the fight between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway draws near, and all those involved in mixed martial arts cannot stop wondering how the clash between these popular names would go. Many former champions, top athletes, well-respected trainers, and knowledgeable analysts shared their thoughts on this matter. Their views, however, are extremely controversial. Some are absolutely sure that McGregor's amazing power will finish everything right away. Others think that the pace and endurance of Holloway will simply be too much for him. So, which one is the opinion of the experts about this fight?
But it's not just Conor too. But look at the excitement at 155 pounds. Like, it's back again. And particularly with Gaethje winning the belt. There's so many contenders now. Like, who's gonna be the lucky winner to get the next title shot? If Conor wins, we all know it's gonna go to Conor. But if Conor doesn't win, it could be Max Holloway, who beat Justin. It could be Charles Oliveira, or you give it to who everybody, the majority of the people actually want, in Arman Tsarukyan. And that would be the most deserving.
My guy,
But
listen. At this point,
Justin can pick. Justin
could
can pick.
Okay, if Max does get it done, what is the point of the rematch? That's not a big enough fight. It's not a big enough high for me to top what I just did at the White House. I'm done.
Oh, so really? So you're saying? So you, hold on, come on. Let me pause you there. So, if Conor does lose, there could be a reason that Justin Gaethje says goodbye to the sport of MMA.
I mean, I'm not speaking for him. He's his own man. But if the fight's not big enough,
I mean, the fact that I think it's a great matchup coming back to fight Max at 170.
I love the story, yeah.
Yeah, I love the story. And I think, Max is coming to his own. Obviously they fought a long time ago. Since then, they both become champions. You have Max, who's been in the paint, just fighting tough guys after another. Where Conor, he's kind of, he's been a businessman. He's been a father for the last couple of years, going through some soul searching, whatever he's doing. For him to come back and fight a tough Max Holloway, I'm going to go with Max with this one. I just think Max has just been fighting a lot of people lately. Obviously, he did get ragdolled by Charles Oliveira, but Charles Oliveira is a monster itself. I don't think Conor has the same skill set as Charles when it comes to the grappling department, but I think I'm favoring more Max in this matchup against Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you as well. I don't think, McGregor's not going to try and take Max down.
No.
Okay, so it's going to be a stand-up fight. Max has been in the firefight. When you're 3 rounds deep and you've been...
Yeah, I do think he wins. I do think there's a lot of questions about how McGregor, his lifestyle outside of the cage, and then being able to train, being able to juggle everything. And again, going back to what Marvin Hagler said back in the day, man, it's hard to get up and run whenever you're sleeping in silk pajamas, so how much is he really going out there and training? How much is he really just putting up for show? We won't know until the fight. And I like my chances with Holloway. Again, he's been way more active. He's been in the gym. And especially even in his last fight, he didn't take much damage. So for me, I'm thinking it's more of a Holloway win. And again, also he's one of my favorite fighters. So I'm definitely going
Holloway. Again, I think he knocks him out. I don't think anyone can really argue that McGregor's hungry like he used to be. Is he hungry enough to be getting in the gym and doing the things he has to do, doing that hour of bag work, doing those hours of drilling? I don't know. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I believe Holloway's hungrier. I believe he's more locked in, and he's gonna win.
A prediction which immediately attracted attention from fans was made by Brendan Schaub, who feels that there is too much mystery associated with Conor McGregor for a safe bet to be made on either fighter. Whereas other experts might have predicted the winner at this point in time, Schaub felt that it would be difficult to make an informed choice due to too many uncertainties regarding the kind of form McGregor would be in after such a long time away from the ring.
Nolan's of the North says, did you see Patty's take on the Conor versus Holloway? He said people are overlooking the power Conor will have at 170, could knock Holloway out. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. He might be right. My whole thing with the whole Conor stuff, we don't know what the fuck we're going to get. You know, but what I do like is he's cutting down to 70 instead of coming up to 70, like back in the day when he fought Nate. So maybe it translates. Is his speed there? How's his condition? How's the leg? Does he throw a leg kick? You know, does he incorporate grappling? Because obviously Max suffered against Charles Oliveira. There's just a lot of X factors. We haven't seen him in 5 years. I hope you're right, though.
However, not all people think that Conor is already done. Henry Cejudo, the former two-division UFC champion, thinks that many people are writing off McGregor's chances too fast because of his absence from the fighting scene for such a long time, although he understands that it is difficult to compete. After 5 years of break from the cage, Cejudo says that the strength of McGregor could make the match turn in the direction that he wants within seconds. It is necessary for McGregor to learn how to be patient and wait until the right time to hit his left hand comes.
But man, Henry, talk about this headliner. Talk about the Mac man is back, because I feel like a lot of people are kind of just counting him out. A lot of people are just going, yeah, he's gonna go out there and just get smoked. How are you feeling about that one?
He's gonna have to be patient with this fight. He's gonna have to be patient and really find that timing. With Max Holloway, bro, he's just gonna move, he's gonna punch. If Max plays the distance game a little bit and kicks Conor a little bit and gets him kind of to fatigue, he's in trouble, dude. So Conor really does have to be patient, maybe take a couple of shots to eventually counter him with that beautiful left. You know what he did to Eddie Alvarez, and just catch him, dude. I would say be patient and counter, but it's 5 years, Kamaru. It's not 2 years, it's not 3 years, it's not 4 years, it's 5 years, man. But yeah. if anybody can get it done with power, it is Conor McGregor.
However, Kamaru Usman was not entirely convinced by the theory that it was wise for McGregor to wait for his openings. According to Usman, giving Holloway the room he needed would just help him set the tempo of the bout, land strikes, and slowly but surely get on top from it is for this reason that, according to Usman, it is important for McGregor to go in and pressure his opponent and force him to retreat. Rather than waiting for counters, he thinks that Conor should get into range and throw off the tempo of his opponent with his explosive left hook. Usman also referenced a particular aspect which proves beneficial for McGregor despite his long absence from fights. After watching some of McGregor's training sessions, he is convinced that even though he has been away from action for several years, he can still execute moves just like when he was among the best strikers in the business due to his balance, quickness, and deadly techniques. Nonetheless, Usman noted that doing well in training sessions is entirely different from showcasing your talents in front of many people during the fight night. According to him, the big question is whether McGregor will be able to withstand all the pressure on fight day. Whereas Chael Sonnen considered the implications of the fight beyond just the contest itself, wondering about what a win would really do for the future of McGregor. As Sonnen pointed out, a win over Holloway at the 170-pound level would result in a peculiar outcome, since the win won't really put McGregor on a path toward a championship shot in any weight class. The idea is that winning against a lightweight in the welterweight division should not get Conor ranked at 155 or 170. 70 lay-Bs, thus leaving him without any obvious title contention path. Sonnen stated that it was not the fight itself, but rather the motivation behind taking the fight that is the most perplexing. From his point of view, there is nothing at stake for Conor in the typical way of thinking. Winning the fight would not raise his standing, give him a title fight and a feud, or make up for a previous loss, and he does not see money as being the motivating factor either. Having no other typical motives available, it is Sonnen's belief that the only motive is that McGregor is looking to challenge himself. Those questions about McGregor's motivation were shared by Robert Whittaker, who admitted he struggles to understand why Conor is returning at all. From Whitaker's perspective, McGregor already has everything many fighters dream of: financial freedom, business success, and a family, making a comeback difficult to explain. He also pointed out that Holloway hasn't been sitting on the sidelines. While McGregor has been away from competition, Max has stayed active against some of the toughest opponents in the sport. Because of that, Whitaker believes stepping back into the octagon against someone as battle-tested as Holloway is an enormous challenge, no matter how talented McGregor may be. Despite acknowledging McGregor's dangerous striking, Whitaker ultimately leaned toward Holloway. He expects the fight to remain on the feet, where Holloway's recent experience could become the deciding factor. Having spent the last several years battling elite opponents in grueling stand-up wars, Max has repeatedly proven he can maintain his pace deep into tough fights. McGregor, on the other hand, hasn't experienced that kind of high-level competition in years. Whitaker believes those later rounds demand a level of comfort that only comes from staying active, giving Holloway a significant edge if the fight turns into a drawn-out battle. He also noted that putting Max away has never been an easy task. Jamahal Hill reached a similar conclusion, also leaning slightly toward Holloway. While he acknowledged that competing at 170 pounds could give McGregor a small advantage due to his past success in the division, Hill believes Holloway's recent activity ultimately outweighs that factor. In his view, Max's consistent run against elite competition gives him the edge heading into this highly anticipated showdown. Then Curtis Blaydes also favors Holloway, but for a different reason. Rather than focusing on skill or experience, he questions whether McGregor still possesses the same hunger that fueled his rise to the top. Believing Holloway is the more motivated fighter, Blaydes expects Max's commitment to training to carry him to a knockout victory. Additionally, Adrian Yanez is also leaning toward Holloway, citing many of the same concerns surrounding McGregor's return. He wonders whether McGregor can still balance his lifestyle outside the cage with the demands of an elite training camp, believing only fight night will reveal the answer. Combined with Holloway's consistent activity, recent performances, and relatively low damage in his last outing, Yanez feels Max enters the matchup with too many advantages to ignore. Those opinions continued to stack up, as Youssef Zalal also sided with Holloway. Although he acknowledged that McGregor's pinpoint accuracy and dangerous counter-striking make him a constant knockout threat, Zalal still believes Holloway is the more reliable pick. In the end, he expects Max's overall form and consistency to outweigh McGregor's explosive power. Who's your pick? Conor McGregor or Max Holloway? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more MMA coverage.